salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about some books that have recently released or are going to release in the latter half of the year that I'm so excited for. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. I feel like we have been so blessed this year with all of the new releases coming out, and there are so many that I'm so excited for. So this is kind of like my loose TBR for the later half of the year. These are some books that just recently released in the past couple months, and some are going to be releasing towards the end of the year. I have my list right here on my iPad. Some of these books are like series that I really just need to finish. Also some of just my favorite authors of all time. First one I'm actually reading right now. It's called Good as Gold by Serena Bowen. Love Serena Bowen so much. She writes some of my favorite books. I saw Serena Bowen at Book Bonanza and it was magical. I'm so happy I got to see her. This is one of her newer releases. It's called Good as Gold. It is the first book in her Guilt Maker series. This is a small town romance, a friends to lovers romance, and also kind of a second chance romance. Basically, our hero and heroine were friends when they were in high school. They were always together, and it was like a group of three of them. It was them two and then one other friend, and our hero ends up leaving the small town after high school to get some more job experience. Ends up marrying the other friend, so their lives just go completely different directions. You get various flashbacks, but the book picks up almost a decade later where our heroine is actually divorcing and our hero is coming back to the small town. This one I wouldn't even call surprise pregnancy because you just know that the heroine is trying to get pregnant. She is fresh out of her divorce, so she ends up propositioning our hero to be her sperm donor. That was a really long synopsis the way I explained it, but so far I'm really liking it and I just love Serena Bowen in general. Another one, I think this is also a small town romance. It is called Out on a Limb, and I've seen this book literally everywhere. All I know is that our heroine and our hero meet at a party. Maybe it's a Halloween party, I don't know. They meet at a party and our heroine gets pregnant. So when she finds out that she's pregnant from this one night stand, she goes and finds the hero to tell him, and it follows their romance and them trying to co-parent. I saw Jessica talk about this one. I heard it was very low angst, but honestly everyone that has been talking about it has loved it, so I'm kind of interested in reading it. It's kind of different from books that I normally pick up. You guys know I like poly romances and why choose romances, but recently I've kind of been getting into small town romances and really sweet low angst books. It's just cozy, so I'm excited to read this one. Oh my gosh, the next one I am so excited. I actually think I'm gonna read this one today because it came out like 2 days ago, but I had to work and I haven't had time to read it. And that is Overtime by Marina Vivancos. This is the third book in her Alpha Omega hockey series. So it's an Omegaverse universe. If you don't know what Omegaverse is, I do have a video explaining it, which I will leave down below. Marina Vivancos is hands down my favorite author of all time. Like, of all time. I've given all of her books 5 stars. I love the first 2 books in the series. This one is another hockey romance. I think it's also enemies to lovers, and this one is 2 alphas, which is very rare when it comes to Omegaverse. It's usually like an alpha and omega, or if it's a poly romance, maybe you'll have more than 1 alpha, but it's usually centered around like the beta or the omega. So I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want to read this one today. Next is Putting Out for a Hero, and this is also part of a series. It's the 3rd book in a series that C. Rochelle does. This entire series, honestly, is so much fun. It's basically romances between superheroes and supervillains. It follows the supervillain family and all of their romances, and it is so much fun. The first one is my favorite. I gave that one 5 stars. All of them are male-male romances. I'm really excited to read this one because this entire series is almost like a romantic comedy. It's very humorous, but also incredibly romantic and very steamy. It's a fun time. The one that released recently that I'm really excited to pick up is Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. I've only read Candy Steiner's like universities. Palm South University, that's what it's called. That's the only series I've read by her, which I've been told that's very different from the books that she writes now. So I'm excited to read more books from her, and this one is a hockey romance. And you guys know I've been loving hockey romances recently, so I have to pick this one up. Everyone that reads it loves it, so I definitely need to check it out. Another one that a lot of my friends have recommended is Keep Her Safe by QB Tyler. I've never read a QB Tyler book. I know, that's crazy. I don't know why, honestly, because a lot of her books actually sound really good, but this one is a bodyguard romance and also an age gap romance. I feel like I don't really need to know anything else. I'm very intrigued. What I'm really excited about is Up in Flames by Eden Finley and Saxon James. I have been binging pretty much their entire backlist, the books that they write together and the books that they write individually, all year. I have read so many books by them. I absolutely love their books because so many of their worlds connect and their side characters connect. Technically, this one is a first in a series and you can read it as a standalone. The male romance, one of our heroes is a firefighter and his high school best friend is getting married, and his high school best friend is honestly not the best. He's kind of trash. Main character Sandin has kind of been pining over his best friend's fiance. He's obviously not pursued that because he doesn't want to like betray his best friend. His friend doesn't show up to the wedding and he has to tell our other hero Remy what's happening and that his best friend is trash, and it follows their romance. It's messy and dramatic and I'm just really excited to read it. Also, a firefighter romance. How fun is that? Two books that I'm excited to read, and these I don't really know the plot for. I just really like both of these authors, so of course I'm gonna read them. The first one is Not So Lucky by Trelina Pucci. I heard Jessica talking about this one, so I know it's not Why Choose, but there are like some group activity steamy scenes, which sounds really fun. Her characters like accidentally get married in Vegas or something, so I'm really excited to read that one. And then I also really want to read Antihero by Sarah Kate. I have no idea about this book. Like, I don't know the plot at all, but I love Sarah Kate. Okay, I've given almost all of her books 5 stars. The Salutations Player series is so good. I don't even need to know the plot. I'm just going to read it because I love Sarah Kate. So all of those books that I talked about have already released and I'm excited to read. I just need to catch up on all these new releases. But the next 3 I'm going to talk about released towards the end of the year. So the first one I'm sure is on many people's videos when they're talking about anticipated releases, and that is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Guys, I'm not over Fourth Wing. I'm not fucking over Fourth Wing. I never thought I would be so obsessed with a fantasy romance, but here I am. Okay, Fourth Wing, everyone was talking about it. Everybody was loving it. A fantasy romance with dragons. It just was so good and left you on the biggest cliffhanger, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. How lucky are we that we're even getting this book this year? Iron Flame just released this year and we're already getting the second book. Are you kidding me? Blessings upon blessings. This one releases November 7th, so I've already pre-ordered it at like 3 different websites. Next is Pucking Wild by Emily Rath, and this one releases August 21st, so pretty soon. You guys know, okay, I love Emily Rath. I've been talking about her nonstop. A video where I read her whole backlist, so I'll leave that down below. This is a continuation of her hockey romance series. Earlier this year, she wrote a polyamorous hockey romance that everyone went feral for because it's so good. And this one is not poly. It follows some side characters that you meet in the first book. I think she's creating a whole universe of these hockey players, and I'm super excited because this one is an age gap romance with an older heroine. That's all I need to know, and I'm very excited. I love her writing. One that I saw that I'm like randomly adding because I just thought it sounded cool was Knives, Seasoning, and a Dash of Love. This one releases December 19th and it's a chef romance, and I know like a lot of people are getting very excited about, I think it's called The Bear, that TV show, and a lot of people are like comparing that show to this book, and it just, the plot sounded really interesting. So this one I'm kind of like randomly throwing in there. I don't know too much about this author. I've never read from them before, but it sounds good. So those are books that I'm excited to read. This is also kind of like a 5-star prediction video because I just feel like all of these books are going to be 5 stars. I'm really excited. Let me know what books you're excited to read, and as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video.